Like, there's one right here. It's also right here. Both either would work.
Gucci.
So yeah, I think it would be pretty trivial at night.
All right, then let me go ahead and, mostly hide the map. I'm just gonna grab the whole thing. If there's something that isn't supposed to be hidden, then I'll deal with that later.
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe highlighting 80 tokens was a mistake.
Good job.
Foundry is responding.
TSB.
Oh, okay, never mind. We're good.
Just say start and we'll get going.
May take a hot minute.
They got raptured.
Please wait warmly. Tokens are being hidden. You wait into the night as you had previously done before, and soon enough, all but torchlight illuminates.
I will be assuming crab form for this. Like, I'm only going to swap back into turtle form, like, right before I cast transport via plants. Just because I am really recognizable and we don't have guys.
Question: for transport via plants, does that require a willing creature?
Yes.
Okay.
I think.
Relevant.
Let me check the description real quick. It just says, for the duration, any creature can step into the target plant and exit from the destination plant by using 5 feet of movement.
So they have to spend 5 feet of movement to do so. Then I mean, they effectively have to be willing.
I mean, you
they
could
choose
coerce
not to.
someone into doing that.
Yes, well, I mean, willing in the sense, like, for example, if you charmed them, then you'd be able to make them do it, but they're still a willing target at that point. But yeah, just, you can't just, like, throw them into the portals, what I'm trying to get at.
I mean, it
You're
should
not.
for us. Because, like, as I said, like, we are offering to bring it back to the desert, and they seem to want to go back to the desert.
Okay. Give me a moment.
But yeah, like,
Whoever's making this persuasion check, you can add 3d. Wait, just kidding. I don't have nameless. Can add 1d4.
yeah, like, I'm assuming, like, Aries going to do convincing, and I'm going to wait until crab form until it looks like it's convinced, and then I'm going to pop out to cast the spell.
It's a good job I have returned.
Golem goes ahead and waits there near the arch, as had been expected.
I will go on to that. I will, like, fly down to the ground and then walk up to it and sort of raise my arms and go, Golem. Is Golem just blanking me? God damn it, Golem.
I'm double checking one thing. Okay, there we go. Found what I was looking for. Okay. There you are, Ari, showing up next to the golem, which eyes over to you in its usual pantomimic form.
I'm gonna, like, signaled if I want to be picked up.
You're muted.
It's like, so I am. You're right. God damn it. Then sorry, I'll repeat what I said before. So I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna fly onto the ground, and then walk towards it, like call out Golem, and then make a gesture as though like it's like pick me up sort of gesture.
Golem kind of looks over down where the archway is to see if you can tell it seems they are waiting for the other two as they do in fact listen to the request and do pick you up.
I'll tell Golem that a friend of my friend's died in the desert before because of the sandstorm, and we're going to go to the desert. And it will be a very fun game of adventure, and ask if it would like to come with us to the desert.
Attempt a persuasion check.
Okay.
I'm adding 6 to that.
So 27.
Okay, one moment.
I mean, it could be useful after we go. Like when there aren't cops all around and things like that.
So I'm just double checking one thing. Okay, that's what I was looking for. Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought. You're saying to play a game by going into the desert, right?
Yeah.
A game of adventure, I believe, was specifically stated.
Yeah. Like, I would like to also sort of add whatever it was I sort of said last time that I now cannot remember as it's been many weeks, but I'm pretty sure I said some like similar something along like a similar line, which got him to like show us its sand repelling powers.
Right. Golem kind of seems to curiously listen over to this idea of an adventure inside the desert, but they kind of clap their hands sort of delightfully as they stare off into the desert. But as they're looking over in the direction of where the desert is, right, their eyes over in that area where the train is, they also see that they're looking down this very same archway, and they suddenly seem to pause. And they hold up 2 fingers.
He's playing charades.
The archway
Two
he's
days?
looking at, is that where last time Pez and Shamir came from?
Yes.
I sigh. I will ask it if its condition for going is us bringing along Pez and Shamir.
It nods its head enthusiastically.
And you won't come any other way? I am sounding a bit more upbeat than what I am currently sounding, by the way.
It doesn't give it an immediate reply to that. it doesn't seem to give any reply to that idea at all. It doesn't. You're not even sure it knows.
Please, Golem, we need you. It wouldn't be as fun without you.
They for emphasis, they hold up 2 fingers, one on each hand.
God damn it. Any other ideas, anyone?
What did Pesh and the other dude specifically say to us before? They found the golem in the desert, but did they say like what they were planning to do?
A quick refresher, because it had been a long time. When you met them over in Deslan, they did indeed find them in the desert. It seemed that they didn't really have any particular plans with it. Shamir seemed interested in the crystal in its chest, but seemed quite unwilling to do it, mostly because of Pesh's attachment to Golden.
We might want to just ask them if they can help us.
Would they want us to take their golem away though?
What if we show it an Azamar crystal that we've already got?
What?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
Right, Graal,
Do it.
you've got a crystal, right?
Alright, Elikisha, which of the crystals are you bringing out? Azamar crystal itself. You bring out a crystal, and then Golem takes a look over at it, right? And sort of without sort of in an unusually sort of blunt way, they sort of just start kind of reaching for the crystal and tried picking it out of your hand. It doesn't look like they're like making a mad dash for it or anything. It's a very sort of deliberate attempt to grab this crystal, but it's also not very forceful. As the crystal leaves their view, they kind of perk up a little bit again and sort of look over to their left and right as if they're regaining their bearings of their surroundings.
I mean, if we do need to negotiate with Shamir and Pesh, like, we do have elocution in her ability to disguise herself.
Yeah. I mean, I guess in theory, it looks as though we can kind of like bait it into the transport via plants by using the crystal, but my character probably wouldn't want to do that, but that is an option I'll throw out there. I'm happy to go negotiate.
I don't think
with.
it'd be very useful to bait it because once that happens, it might not be willing to help us anyway, so it doesn't really serve a purpose.
I mean, in most constructs wouldn't hold a grudge, but this isn't most constructs.
Well,
I think we should just explain to Pesh and her father why we need the golem. And I guess we can offer up one of the crystals as a trade.
I mean, and it's not exactly a even trade.
well,
We can
we
hold
don't know what
on
they
to
want,
it.
so
Yeah.
either way, I'm
Because
gonna.
if he's interested in the one in the golem's chest, this one, like, we already took it out. So he can do whatever he wants with it without hurting the golem.
I mean, infusing him with the key just... It's a wild card, I guess. It could be good, it could be bad.
Give
But
them
I
a fake crystal.
understand it better if it could actually communicate instead of pantomiming would be something. We could
Someone
tell
has
him that
detect
we are
thoughts, right?
doing this to save a life here. I have detect thoughts, but I don't think it has thoughts. Like I've never been able to communicate with it telepathically.
Oh,
Correct.
okay.
That might change if he gets key infused. But I mean, we are technically trying to save Valen's life by bringing the golem, right? I wonder if that would be enough of a sticking point. If we tell it that this is to save a life.
I think we should just try and be honest with the golem,
I
as
mean,
much
that
as
is
possible.
honest. It's
No,
manipulatively
no, yeah,
honest.
yeah,
to
I'm
be
saying,
honest.
but cause Ray said that we were going on some fun adventure in the sand, so I think we should probably just tell it the truth and see if it's willing. And then if it's still not willing, then we're gonna have to make a deal with Pesh and what's his name, Shamir.
I mean, this is up to you people doing the talking. I'm still hiding as a crab just so people don't recognize me.
Yeah, I don't think I'm
Yeah.
down there either. I'm kind of on the roof, so.
Oh, for the new crap token, right? Oh, are you still using this one? Actually, this one's pretty good too. I mean, it is classic.
I have a bunch I was going to upload at some point. Like I can show you them over Discord if you want to see.
You can
I like
just
this
upload
hat
them if
one.
you
It's
feel like
cute.
it. It's funny. Yeah, this little cowboy cat crab is hilarious. No, the nice thing about the cowboy hats is nobody acknowledges them. Everyone sees this crab with cowboy hat and they don't even like think it's out of the ordinary. It's just sometimes in this book people and things just have cowboy hats. It just happens.
Like I had been planning to make tokens of at least one of these at some point.
I will get up and tell Golem that it's going to be quite dangerous. That's why I don't want Shamir and Pesh to go with us, which is also that's also the truth. I don't know how strong they are, but where we're going it'll be we presumably quite risky.
Tell the golem too. It's to save the life of a friend. I don't know if you said that yet.
I don't know, but I'll add it on as well. Why not?
That golem like you have sort of an instinctual understanding with sort of another fellow construct, as it were. You're having a bit of a trouble reading them though, but they seem to understand, and yet they seem to kind of stomp their foot once as a little bit of sand sort of just kind of flutters away from them in like a little circle.
I mean, if
Pushing the
she's
dust
having
out.
trouble reading it,
Oh, yeah, you do have your insight powers. Your insightful powers. Watching it carefully, Jojira, you think for a moment when they mentioned saving a life, the golem understands. It knows. And wants to also save a life. But it also seems duty bound by its owners.
so part of me just wants to go like, if they weren't in the picture anymore, but that's a way more evil than I actually am. But
Murder
yeah,
hobo?
I will. Like I will like telepathically like communicate that over.
I mean, how was the golem even bound to them in the first place? Like, they just randomly found it. Like, are we missing a part of the story?
I mean,
Question
it
mark?
might feel like it requires a master, and like those were the ones that found it. Therefore, it trusted itself to them, and so like they are now its master.
How do we swap masters?
You might
I mean,
have.
I don't see an off and on switch.
Look again.
I mean, maybe it wouldn't feel like it needs a master if you tried to infuse it.
We should try that. Yeah, might as well.
It doesn't blink or react to the idea of. Oh, are you asking that as a question, elocution? You ask Golem, they do not seem to react in any meaningful way to the idea of keeping the city safe.
It's definitely the people, not the city. Or two specific people, rather. I mean, I'm down for trying.
It's like you can feel the key at your fingertips, elocution.
Power yearns to be used.
Key.
Golem
you
kind of looks
say?
down at you as you reach out and sort of lightly touch Golem on the side of their body right there, and allow the constructed key to flow through.
The golem doesn't speak at all, right?
No, it's
No,
always
No, it's just
pantomimed.
mimes.
My one useful power in this situation. Oh well.
As the power flows through Golem, right? You suddenly see them kind of like jerk upright for a moment and kind of look down at all of you and then look over in the direction of the desert to get more animated than before. They kind of look down over at their own hands. And they look over at you, elocution. You try to communicate telepathically, but it fails. But instead, you see them kind of making signs with their hands.
If that's like sign language, doesn't Growl's monk bullshit let her automatically know the language?
Yeah, I was just gonna.
I thought it was
Well,
spoken languages.
yeah, spoken
Oh,
language. is the
spoken
thing,
language,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
that's what I was asking.
Yeah, remember Rose tried to interpret everything?
Yeah, I mean, considering monk bullshit is monk bullshit, I'm not really surprised. You know, monks just assume they can do
Anyone have
anything.
comprehend
Kismet.
languages?
No.
Not prepared.
Comprehend
But-
languages would not help
yeah.
you with sign language either.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's the
it
same
doesn't- okay.
deal, I think.
What
Nah.
if the only language you actually have to know?
Yeah,
Oh,
comprehend
I
languages
don't
is
know.
literal meaning of spoken languages, and then if you hold your hand on paper, you can understand what the paper says too.
Golem holds out their hand as an open hand in response to that elocution.
You gave them key, and now they're the way of the open hand monk. What the hell?
Oh
If I
god,
had
it's
given
level
him,
17.
he'd be an ascendant dragon monk.
Elocution, can you tell it to speak?
I mean, intonation was speaking pretty soon after it got infused.
It
It
gives a closed hand towards you. It tries to. You see it kind of actually as it holds its fist out like that, right? It almost seems to think for a moment rather than simply obeying what you said, as it kind of uncurls its fingers in its stony form, and it looks down at the sand that has been kind of pushed over into one spot over here. It kneels down to the ground and begins bringing the sand together into like a small pile, and with its big stony finger tries to write a symbol down into the sand. It looks like a word, perhaps in some ancient language.
I know
Now Growl would know
primordial
it.
and draconic.
It's still not spoken. I don't think.
Thank you. Comprehend languages. Okay. With comprehend languages active, you're able to move your finger over the symbol, and the symbol simply reads "can write."
Uh,
Wait, actually, would it count as spoken tongue if they can? Well, doesn't matter. What is that?
That's an interesting interpretation. Just get your chat.
What the fuck? Yeah.
Good teach right there.
Look, that's an app character chat, you know. Ray's good deeds are safe. That's all I'm saying.
They kind of do three different things at you, elocution. They first hold an open palm out, then they do something in sign language, and then they kind of gather the sand together and put another symbol on the ground, which says yes. Jujira, you can tell that they're trying to act. They seem to be trying to figure out which way you want them to speak or communicate, rather.
I mean, I think the drawing in the sand is the least ambiguous. But that's just me personally.
How about we do drawing in the
One
sand?
thing that you do.
And then like open closed hand for just yes and no's for up speed.
They kind of you see that they look like they're trying to gather more and more sand, but it's there's only so much around here that they can gather successfully, so their writing space is kind of limited.
Hmm.
I give them an inkberry to write with.
You once told me that I could use earth as my element of choice for my amulet. Could I like create sand, like if he needs it?
You could transmute from some of the rock here, or at least break it apart into sand if necessary. Dust, grains.
I mean, I actually have multiple ways of like breaking things from the earth. Like I actually do have this cantrip.
Oh, well, stone forming. Yeah, I'll do it.
But yeah, like I do think we should get to the teleporting away point of this conversation. Where is Diesel hiding?
I thought we teleported like to the oasis, no? And we were.
Yeah, and we were waiting there until night, coming out here because we need to teleport with the golem.
Okay, I wasn't sure if we were all doing that or
I mean,
not, because I'm not exactly the master of stealth, you know?
yeah. I mean, if you're not with me, you can't teleport back to the depot.
Alright, well, that's a great question. I don't actually know where I would be then. I just kind of figured I was not here because I'm not a stealthy individual. But do you have any suggestions then of where I could be?
The palm trees. Just stand up really straight.
Yeah, let me hide a 15-foot tall man inside a palm tree.
I mean, you could be shorter if you wanted.
Yeah, but I can only do that once per hour, and it's kind of inconvenient, you
I
know?
can just wait. How long does invisibility last? I can just make you invisible. Is it 1 hour?
Invisibility
I
lasts for
think
an hour.
I think
Okay, here.
invisibility
Also-
requires a medium creature, doesn't it? Something like that?
It requires a what?
Doesn't it require not a super large creature?
Uh,
don't
I didn't
actually-
realize there was a limit. Hang on.
Doesn't say it.
Oh,
It just
then
says that
isn't there a
creature
new-
you touch becomes invisible.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then
Wait,
Wait, I
actually,
can do it.
Sure.
You don't want to waste your spells.
It's not a spell slot, it's a ritual, so it's fine. It doesn't waste anything.
It's a ritual. What the hell?
Yeah. Alright, You're
Which one's a
invisible.
ritual?
Congrats.
Which one's a ritual?
Invisibility.
Invisibility is a ritual?
Yeah, I have ritual caster.
But that doesn't turn invisibility into a ritual spell.
It allows me to put anything. What is the?
I thought it
can
allows
write
you
it
to add.
into a book.
Add any
Yeah.
spell you find in a written form and any spell you know into your book as a ritual spell. A spell
Yeah.
added this way cannot deal damage, cannot restore hit points, and cannot cause a saving throw. Invisibility is
Oh,
none of
yeah.
those things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Also, invisibility is concentration anyway, so it's fine. Seems reasonable enough. You got a channel for 10 minutes, so you can turn invisible with concentration. Not the, same thing in the world. Seems reasonable.
Oh, I did not realize that ritual caster could turn non-ritual spells into ritual spells. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Got
Okay.
cool applications like this. This is pretty cool. I didn't
All
even
right,
think
I'm
about
in the
that. That's
palm
clever.
trees. Excellent. I'm invisible. Stomp, stomp, motherfuckers! I'm still loud.
Oh no, there's an above quick.
In response to what you ask it, Elocution, you ask if they're willing to go into the desert with you. They write down into the sand a word. And I'm going to hand wave them writing it. From now on, you can assume that if there's a word, it is something that they've written down. But they only seem to have room for like 1 or 2 symbols at a time. And so the single word you see is sad, as they point over in the direction of where Pesh and Amir are, or Shamir are going to be.
Well, we have no intention of taking them away permanently. We just
I
need their help
mean,
temporarily.
maybe he wants to say goodbye or let them know what he's going to be doing.
Maybe you don't have any intention.
And we can ask them, like, do you want to say goodbye? Or at least see you later?
Any last words?
I mean, we could also.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
They use the space that they have, and sort of laboriously, one symbol at a time with the limited space they have. They write down. I'm trying to think about what they would phrase this as. There's 4 actually. They hold their palm open, and then they write down 3 words in succession. But Master Azumar, and they put a symbol like an arrow pointing at Azumar.
Where's this arrow pointing?
Directly at Azumar itself, the symbol for it. By the way, they've never heard you say the word Azumar this entire time.
I mean, how does it react to the Azamar crystal now?
It kind of jerks in response to almost like reach for a second, and then it kind of shakes its head and like regains its bearings as it holds both of its hands out politely.
Could we not swap the crystals with our one?
I mean, I think right now we kind of want the golem itself and not just its crystal.
No, but I mean, like, put our one in, so it would be full of our.
I mean, I'm curious what it wants to do with the crystal.
But yeah, I thought we gave it. I thought we gave the crystal to it. Did we not do that?
No, Elo would
No,
put it back
no.
in the pocket.
Oh, we should.
But, like, if we swap.
I am. I'm curious to see what it wants with it.
Like, maybe we would be like its new masters, I guess.
I mean, I get the feeling that the master just wants the crystal rather than it wants the crystal. That's why it sort of like was compelled to try and take it originally.
You couldn't ask.
No, I meant like.
Does
I
your
thought.
master want Azumar crystals?
Oh.
It holds an open palm affirmatively. It also, you see it write the word "but" in the sand, and then it creates a new symbol with its hand, as it shows what looks kind of like their hand is upward, but it's not an outward facing palm, but an inward facing palm. And the word that they wrote is "but," so they can establish contrast more quickly.
So it's giving itself a new hand gesture for the word "but."
But
They then
That's
write
what
down, when you ask them if they want the crystal, they write unsure, but yes.
There are
So the
likely
symbol that they
going to
wrote
be
down is
Azumar
like,
crystals where we go.
the word they wrote down is closer to an expression that's like, I don't know why, rather than unsure.
Maybe the Azumar crystals are kind of like Chaos Emeralds, like they are connected and they're kind of like magnets towards each other.
When are we gonna see Dr. Eggman flying off in the distance?
Elocution, make a persuasion check.
I mean, there were those like Egypty stages in Sonic Adventure 2 battle.
Yeah, 1d4.
Would it surprise you if I said I've never played a Sonic game, Liz?
Eh.
No, you didn't have a childhood, so it's expected.
Wow.
Golem looks out into the ocean and gets kind of they kind of seem to look around at where they've been playing with the children over here this whole time. They write down into the sand another symbol. And then they add a punctuation mark at the end of it also. One that doesn't seem to exist inside of common. It's a new one. And it says, "will go," and the punctuation mark indicates, "with great sadness."
Wow.
I mean, it just feels bad.
It's a sad face.
It's a
Yeah, it's
punctuation
actually just
mark,
an
a sad
emoji.
face.
It's literally
an
an
emoji.
emoji. Yeah.
Where's calm emotions
my
when
God,
you need
emotions.
it?
Well,
are
he
just
just said. Well,
punctuation
he just
marks.
said he would go. So we can just reassure him, be like, "Well, we're gonna bring you back. We just need your help."
They create a new symbol for "and," which is a combination of both of their hands clasping together as they write down "successful" and "can't come back" is the word that they write down.
Can't or can?
Can't.
Oh, wait.
I'll come back.
Successful and can't come back.
If they save the thing. No, wait.
I don't know. Maybe the only thing that's coming to mind is that it has a duty in the desert, something like that, and that's why it wouldn't be able to come back. I don't actually know.
I mean, we don't really need it to come back, do we?
Trajero, your insight seems correct on point. It holds an open palm out to you, Elocution, as an affirmative statement. Out in the distance, I imagine that you're keeping some amount of watch. Shamir and Peshwar, making their
Yeah.
way down.
I assumed if nothing else, Sin could be keeping watch.
Yeah, I'm on the roof.
Well, this is probably the now or never. We should probably stop asking questions and for now and get to the teleporting.
Oh, just tell the gum, like, if it wants to say goodbye, it can say goodbye and then go.
It holds out an open palm, and then an open palm, and then an open palm.
Yes, yes, yes.
All right, get ready, Jojira. We're gonna go.
I mean, are we saying goodbye first, or?
I thought that's what it wanted. I mean,
Well, we have it's the golem wants to say goodbye. I don't see why we shouldn't let it.
So we should probably write down all the different hand motions at some point, maybe.
I feel like it's also if the golem's talking to us, you know what I mean? Like we don't need to necessarily memorize it. It's this means yes, this means no. If the
Yeah, I
golem
don't
said yes,
think it
but
matters too much.
XYZ kind of thing. Like getting familiar with like some kind of street slang, you know?
Oh, was it answering like 3 different questions? Or was it actually just being emphatic about the one question?
Emphatic about the one question.
Which question was that?
If it wants to say
Do you
goodbye.
want to say goodbye?
Okay. Well, I guess I will just wait here in my cowboy hat.
While we're waiting, Ray can go back to, or Ari can go back to the tavern and give that guy who wants to build a rocket ship money.
I'm
Make
not
another
getting.
investment.
I'm not getting scammed again.
Not getting scammed again.
But what if this time the rocket ship happens? Now we're getting to Tachluda earlier, so he's got more time to build his rocket. What if that rocket is what we need in boat time to stop the moon from crashing?
Right? Isn't that
Can you
what I
fucking
said?
imagine if the 3 books were interconnected and you had to bring things to the other ones?
Oh,
That'd
I
be
mean,
sick.
yeah. Why wouldn't that work?
That'd be sick.
We already take things out of the book. Why not take a rocket?
That's a sentence. Are you all just standing there as they round the corner?
Oh, I'll stay in the palm. Why not? I ain't scared.
I mean, I was assuming that these might actually have paid attention to the wanted poster, even if the golem didn't.
Sorry.
Although I guess it needs its palm to. You know what? I'll go hide in the bushes by Crab Jera.
Yeah, it might be wise for us to just let it say goodbye by itself.
I'll tell him good luck.
Let's
to
just
the
tell
bushes
the
when you're ready.
golem like to meet us somewhere, like more private after it's done saying goodbye.
All right. Then I guess these two are also. I guess if also in the hiding nearby. Pash and Shamir head down through the gates over here, or the arch rather. And Pash is like excitedly running up to Golem and is like, "Hey, hope you had a good day." As they kind of jump into the air, like almost as they were expecting something to happen, and they kind of land just on the ground normally. Huh? Hey, Golem, aren't you gonna catch me?
Golem is dead.
What is this Iron Giant moment? Yeah.
That's how that's gonna be the end of Golem. I was actually thinking that earlier. It's like, is this gonna be end like the Iron Giant?
Oh my god.
Golem, no, not the mummy lord in the temple. Don't do it.
Golem does kneel down over to where Pesh is and then just kind of gives them a big hug. Hey, buddy. Your hands are kind of big. Shamir's just sort of looking at all of this initially. And they go, they're acting differently today. I don't know what... Golem, are you okay? For their part, Golem stands up and then just gives a sort of nod and then kind of pantomimes, "I must go." Huh?
So sad.
Go? Where are you going back to? Golem nods their head in affirmation. I see. I thought that we had rescued you from the desert. Is that not true? They give both a yes and a no response to that. And then they go ahead, stand up, and have to just kind of wave their hands over. Golem, you don't have to go alone, you know. I can, if you would wait just a bit, I can get my son and I to go out into the desert again. Yeah, I can join too. Well, you, perhaps not you, Pesh. You have more other things to be handling here. Golem, for their part, doesn't actually seem to know if they are allowed to join or not. As they kind of look directly into the bushes where all of you are.
Brave face palms.
I mean,
I mean, if they want to come with us, I'm not opposed.
Yeah.
I just don't want any alarm getting raised, you know?
These criminal scum have convinced.
I mean, one of us could telepathically communicate to Shamir and Pesh.
If they do attempt to raise alarm, I can stop them. But that requires me to do 1d8 damage to each of them.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't see why we can't just elocution radio them and like in like a golem-y voice and say it's too dangerous if we think it's too dangerous for them, or if you want them to come along, you know, go crazy.
As Elocution can also just pretend to be someone else and explain to them, and then ask if they really want to come with us.
I don't know. I don't think we need to be super distant.
Or we could all just like continue sitting in this bush and pretend like Golem's not looking at us. That works too.
I mean, I do think
What if
what
we
makes the most sense is Elo coming out as in disguise.
Elocution looks like you're going with a telepathy pen, as in Shamir's head and something Golem asked to hear. It could be dangerous. Oh, well, you know, I've had a certain life of danger to myself as well. Herding those sheep is always always
God,
tripping you up.
God. No, he definitely can't come now.
You definitely can't come with us now.
Yeah, sheep? No.
Hey, sometimes the sheep get attacked and you have to defend them, you know?
It's not the same as getting attacked by, like, weird dino people.
Weird
Topians.
dino people.
Jojo, could you tell if they have any spell slots?
Actually, yeah, like I do have telepathic. They're within 60 feet of me. Do either of the
No, they have no spell slots.
Yeah, nah, fuck 'em. That's their sheep herders.
Wow.
Go back to the pool table, kiddo.
I mean, they could be rogues, honestly. And skills are always useful.
But it's gonna be a hassle if we need to protect them too.
Why do we need to protect him?
Let them die.
Well, yeah.
Exactly.
I guess we could just let them die, you know.
Right,
I'm not
important.
opposed.
Only we are important. No one else matters.
Yeah, that's fine.
It doesn't end the chapter if they die.
In fact,
Who
only I matter.
cares?
I'm gonna kill all of you.
You can try.
You can certainly try.
Yeah.
Try, yeah.
Elocution says it.
overestimate your tankiness, Mark.
I mean, we still
Yeah.
can't telepathy to the golem itself, right?
Yeah, but he just spoke out loud as if he thought the golem was talking to him. So I think that's clear enough that to the golem that somebody answered for him.
You've been speaking this whole time, Elocution. Telepathy hasn't been working with the golem. It seems that
It
there's
appears that,
between
the
two
consensus is
choices
quite
here, which is
clear
either
about-
explaining or just forcibly kind of knowing.
I mean, like
Hey,
Elo is the
just
one with the
go.
ability to disguise themselves, so I genuinely think it's up to them, like which option they go for.
I'm gonna weigh in and say the less they know, probably the better.
Yeah, I kind of feel like we should just leave.
I don't know, something that doesn't look like you but shares a distinctive feature with you, so that the golem might recognize you as being Elo. I don't know,
Just do your classic Kenku disguise.
like a Kenku with really bright blue eyes, maybe wearing your cloak of protection too, like the matching one and everything. You can also keep your voice the same too. That should probably be enough.
Jamie is typing. All right. Elocution, almost like a prophet exiting out from the sands. And what some of you, if you have some way, you can make their entrance a little more dramatic too.
Umbraturgy.
Nothing that wouldn't reveal where I am because of somatic components. Verbal
Oh,
components.
yeah. Somewhat appearing from being invisible, elocution appears from the pretty much from plain view, and explains that they are here for Golem's assistance and about the dangers that they are likely to experience. That it's time for Golem to return and meet their master. Go ahead and make a persuasion check of an advantage after you finish your typing. The two of them are astonished to have seen you appear from invisibility, and they actually Shamir actually gets on her knees and bows respectfully as they kind of push Pesh's back a little bit to encourage them to do the same. I see. Is this like the tales of the desert I heard of my youth? You are like an emissary. A spirit. Huh. I guess the golem always was special. And if this is what they need to do, they both stand up. Please take care well of Golem. And Golem, remember you always have a home here. If, your mission doesn't succeed, you can always come back. Yeah, Pesh says, trying really hard to hold back their tears as they go up to them and say, and I don't know if you can, but be sure to send a message. I mean, you can't say and speak, but as they just hug onto Golem's leg and cry. All right, Pesh. I think that we've said what we need to. Great Spirit, please take good care of Golem. Once more, please do. As they say, please do. Take care. 3 times for posterity. The way of the desert. And Golem, for their part, stands up and looks ready as they wave one final time over to them and begin walking away to where the designated meeting point is. Elocution walking alongside as a spirit emissary. Before Shamir and Pesh's eyes, almost like a mirage inside of a plant, a portal opens up. Inside of the foliage. You're able to get in without too much issue, the rest of you, as you just kind of, like a bright light emanating out. It kind of obscures your parts. One by one, you all leave Tashluta through the portal as the Golem takes one last look back, gives one final wave, and heads off into the portal. Tashluta is but a distant area now. You find yourself back in the familiar desert. Down, there's one less, sorry, 1 second. I was just double checking something. There is one less, several less hyenas here than there were this morning.
I do believe we agreed to go to wreckage points, so we head southeast.
Sure, that sounds. Yeah. I don't remember where Wreckage Point is from here.
I have never been to Wreckage
Yeah, the
Point.
southeast.
Yeah, I can keep the sun off of us with Skyrite as we go.
Interesting.
And that's literally like one of its functions is being able to change the lighting with the clouds.
I did not return to the don't try out.
I feel like causing the sun to like be behind the clouds so it dims the desert would be seen as like a really bad omen for anyone who lived in the desert ever. Because that's not That's not really what happens in the desert. Clouds don't just coalesce above you.
Isn't it like a quite a localized effect?
Yeah, it's localized.
I mean, imagine you just saw like a group. I don't know. It would just. I feel like it would just anyone who sees it at all, even if it's not directly above you, I'd be like, "What the hell is that?" I feel like it'd be weirder if it's not if it's localized. You know, like in the distance, you just see this set of clouds that's just moving towards you. That's ominous.
Um,
You're
uh,
right.
speaking of ominous, as initially like because this is a multi. Like, keep in mind, getting a wreckage point by foot was like a week by foot.
Yeah. I mean,
Are we
Actually, I think
not
it's like
able
3 or 4
to
days,
get
sorry.
to any other plant that's like closer?
not that I'm aware of. There were no plants on the wreckage point map at all.
Oh,
Like none alive. They have to be living to teleport to them with transport via plants.
it's kind of weird, right? Is that
Was
weird?
there
I
no
don't know.
plants in that little knitting club either?
Yeah, what the heck? You the people that live there and keep like little house plant, like a little succulent.
They got to be large in size or bigger.
Yeah.
So it's
Oh.
Yeah, that would be.
Damn it.
Imagine you just like chilling in your house and like a group of a dozen people comes out of your succulent. Like, what the?
Good lord, that's like Zyra's law.
Yeah.
No cacti.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. How dare it?
What? Look, most
Wait, like
deserts
is that
don't have
like
cacti.
actually super weird?
I mean,
like it's only
No,
American
actually.
deserts that have cacti.
Yeah,
Not.
exactly.
Correct.
Did we have
Alright.
this discussion last week?
Yeah, I
we
think
did
so.
have
I
this
totally
discussion.
forgot.
could we not have just
we had
teleported
exact same.
instead? I can burn my 7th level slot instead and use teleport.
I mean, that gets us there, but not back. We would need to trudge back to in the chapter. But yeah, that's one way check done.
I mean, couldn't you just transport us plants back
Oh yeah.
here?
I need a plant for at both the start point and the end point.
I thought.
Okay,
I
so we
thought
get
literally
there
had
and we
access to the
plant a
teleport tunnel.
plant.
Does transport via plants let you go there and then back without using another spell slot?
No, I actually have to cast it both ways.
Oh, then then we may as well teleport. I mean, can't we just like bring a potted plant or something? Nameless, do you still have a Staff of the Woodlands?
Yes, but
alright, there we go.
there's yeah.
But then we can make our own plant now.
I mean, I guess that
Nameless
works.
is currently not attuned to it.
I mean, that's easily fixable.
Yeah, that's a good do that.
Alright. Let's go.
All right.
But yeah, so could we have done that
Okay.
instead of the transport via... So I wasn't really paying attention. I was drinking.
Oh, instead of the transport via plans, we actually use teleport, so I save my slot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, let's do that. Actually, how many does teleport bring?
9.
8, I think.
This is the part where we start shoving people in the bags of holding.
4,
It's 9.
5, 7, 8. So we just be like leaving behind familiars. Those don't count.
Yeah, that's fine. We can just resummon them. It's no big deal.
Okay.
Like, for the record, I can't resummon Hollow.
Alright. Shove her in a bag of holding.
All right. So, you, as you're moving through the desert elocution, like I said, speaking of ominous, right? You're moving through the desert and prepping as you make your way, walking over to Wreckage Point for the first day.
I mean, I thought we
Golem
were
doesn't seem
teleporting
to be-
straight to Wreckage Point. Was
Yeah,
the
we're
whole...
Oh, you were just
Yeah.
teleporting. What? Never mind. You don't get to have your little somber discussion with Golem and elocution
Unlucky.
because you're going straight there.
God damn it. Our
No
lore.
chance is had. Teleportation time.
I would like the jury to cleanse that from their memory. Whatever it is that they say, I can't remember.
Strike that
We're
from the
changing our
record.
testimony, actually.
Yeah.
Goodbye, 7th level spell slot.
You didn't need it anyway.
Okay. So, you teleport over to Wreckage Point, right? At a familiar location. It looks like at the center of it, I'm guessing.
Probably like still behind a pile of junk where we're not immediately noticeable by the people that live there.
I mean,
Okay.
we could teleport into like the ship where we got the gold, and then just emerge from there.
That's fine too.
The ship where you got the gold. Okay, got it.
Didn't ask what this place is.
Hey, I've never been here
All right,
either.
so you you activate teleportation, and in a blinding light, you appear over at the interior of a ship, right? As the light fades for a moment, you're still in the interior of the ship, unable to see outside. But interestingly, you hear the sound of birds, and you look in the interior of the ship right there, and part of the wall appears to have been broken in by roots and green leaves and plants that are there.
Ooh, I wonder if Shemshine spirit not being there will make it green now.
You're telling me that
Yeah,
was
this is
verdant.
chapter 1.
We got to in chapter 2, which is just a week later. It went from verdant to desolate in the span of a week.
Well, I don't
Reach up to the surface of the boat,
think
right?
so.
And this is what you see.
Let her cook.
Because
just-
if that was the case,
He's
Oh,
cooking,
the
he's
people
cooking.
that live there would have told us.
Oh wow.
I am going to
It's the maroon ship.
immediately accuse Deodira of lying to me. What the fuck? What do you mean there was no plants here? You made Holly
Still
cast that for no reason? I'm
Look at
fucking
the
pissed.
coconut houses.
Wow.
I'm not gonna forget this one, buddy. Mr. No Plants. Next time you say something with absolute certainty, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, like how there's no plants in the wreckage
Hey
point,
look,
yeah.
hey look, but guys, look, it's the boat we pushed on Shemsham over here. See it? Right there. That was one of them.
Yeah, right. So the
Like,
water just
there were no
drained?
shells last time we went, right? Like, I do not recall these.
I think those were there.
So there's water in the gorge. Huh.
Crazy.
Stin's gonna take a quick. Stin's gonna scout around the area. Is there anyone else here, like any humanoids or otherwise?
Yes, actually. As you're looking about, you see that there are some Tinkwali that one of them is just kind of outside and looks like it's kind of surveying the sky. There are multiple of them actually, more than just the 3 traders that you had previously seen. Looking about, you see that there are some Kenku that are just kind of playing a little game inside of a little piece of wood over here. And looking through some of the windows, you hear the sounds of more Kenku inside of these coconut houses over here.
Is there supposed to be a Tony on the map?
There's not supposed to be a Tony on the map.
Goodbye, Tony, on the map.
Goodbye,
She's
Tony on the map.
she's already unconscious anyway.
For their part, they haven't noticed your presence as you just kind of peek over the edge of the boat from where you all are.
So, these were friendly, right? Last time you told me they were friendly?
The scorpion folk? Yeah. They were wary but friendly.
The Kenku didn't like them though, from what I remember.
Maybe there's a reason why they didn't like them.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think they were causing too much or something. What were they doing? Rummaging too
think-
much.
Do you think they did something at the Temple to Umberly and that caused everything to go to hell?
Yeah, maybe.
I guess now it's our turn to go fuck everything up at the Temple of Umberly.
Oh, it's a Temple of Umberly? Oh my god. I get it now.
Yeah,
I completely
love
get it now.
Umberly.
Thank you, Baldur's Gate.
I could just swim over there.
I might get on my mount and follow Jojira.
Gonna get on Diesel's shoulder.
Do we still have the Shimsham book, by the way? I don't remember.
No, it was not magical books. It was just a book, and so it did not venture with you when you exited.
Oh.
Mhm.
You go and it sounds like you're going to the bottom right, to where the temple is, just kind of presumably just moseying around on the edges.
Before we do anything, I do want to commune with nature.
Why are you
I'm
guys
sorry, did you just
sneaking
play-
in?
Did you just play the sound effect of fucking Treant Protector Alt from Dota? That's what that was.
Mm.
That's very specific.
That's exactly. Well, I mean, it's a specific sound, so.
I mean, I don't think this counts as a town, or at least not up where we were, so I think I could get commune with nature to work there.
Okay. And what are you trying to commune about?
I want to know about influence from other planes of existence, powerful celestials, fae, fiends, elementals, undead.
The hell?
Basically, I'm trying.
There is a powerful undead presence here at Wreckage Point.
Well, hello, Shimsheim. We established that Shimsheim was related to, like, all the spirits of the dead sailors, right?
Correct. Looking at this temple, by the way, now that you get a good view of it, it doesn't appear to be locked shut, in any way, but it's definitely not been opened. It looks like nobody has tried to open it, even.
What can you tell me about the temple as a religious proficient person?
It is a temple to Umberly, the often referred to as
Bitch of the sea.
one of the evil gods of the sea. Yeah, I was going to phrase it like that, but
I mean, yeah, I mean, she's literally called.
It's fine. That's what I'll tell the party.
I mean, I'm a sailor. I'm familiar.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, let's open the doors.
I guess I'll do that.
you can feel the sort of and just knowing who Umberly is, there's a bit of a bad mojo that gives off the vibe here. But you reach for the door and you open it up. People have not been in here for a very long time. You can tell that there's no footprints that indicate any kind of humanoid life has been about. And there on a pedestal, there appears to be a blue orb encased behind some glass.
Arcana expertise, what is it?
It is a devastation orb of water.
Oh my.
Wouldn't that do
What?
the opposite of making everything desolate? Wouldn't that, like, flood everything to hell and back?
It does cause mass flooding, yes.
So maybe this
What if the opposite
someone
happened?
flooded this area, yeah, rather than it was rained.
No,
I mean,
like,
no one's been in here to grab one of these. To grab it, I mean.
but like, what if instead all the air, or what if all the water was like sucked up and turned into one of
What
those?
if
Is
there
that
was a
possible?
fire orb somewhere instead and that went off?
Oh my god, Pokemon.
I think we don't touch the orb. I mean, maybe, like, is there like any way, like, that orb could be connected to the terrain here? Like, if we were to remove the orb, everything would become desolate desert?
Looking at it, it doesn't seem like it necessarily has any connection to any of that. Just like looking around to see if there's anything else in the temple that's magical that could give off that kind of vibe. But most of the paintings here just seem very cult-like and in worship of Umberly and about devastation and cleansing the world and making all things water and flooding all life from the planet. That kind of stuff, classic Umberly things.
That's so Umberly.
Don't these things like explode at some point?
They're basically a nuke, yes.
Can we?
This one appears to be unarmed, however, looking at it.
Is there a way of
Sure,
telling
yeah,
when it'll
that's
detonate?
You know, I mean, if unarmed things don't detonate.
Huh.
I'm going to be looking around for an Azumar crystal inside this temple. Because we never did
looking ar-
find it the first time.
Looking around, you were unable to find anything that resembles a crystal in here. It is mostly barren except for orb there, so there's not too much to search through.
Do we want to exit the temple, bar the temple again? Or, I mean, it wasn't barred, but actually bar it this time?
Wait, actually, what it?
Bar the temple doors, just so people can't enter and grab that.
How did we just enter?
It wasn't locked.
Oh, and this orb is just sitting here? Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, just think about that. You walk into a temple and there's a nuke sitting in the
Interesting.
middle of the open.
I'm kind of confused as to why no one has touched it.
Someone probably
mean-
will.
I don't know. It just seems incredibly weird for a water nuke to have created arid land.
Does anyone have legend lore by any chance?
Yes, ground dance.
Do you really? How did you get that? Hold on. What kind of monk bullshit is this?
I don't have it
Classic
The
prepared.
monk.
last
bullshit.
person to have it.
You don't have it what?
I don't have it prepared, but we do have the Ring of Memories. We could literally just like activate that here and just see what happened
Well,
in
yeah.
the past.
Let's do it.
I mean, this place looks like it's been abandoned for longer than 10 years. Back 10 years in this current state, I believe.
I mean, it still might offer some insight. We might as well try. Like, we got nothing to lose.
I mean, there's nowhere else I'd want to look with it either, I guess. So, I never actually put it in my inventory. Go me. Okay, yeah, just assume that I'm doing it without clicking buttons then.
What are you using?
The Ring of Memories.
I'm returned.
All right, and how far back are you willing to go?
As far back as it can go, so that's 10 years, I believe.
But I believe we can just change how long ago it is just by
Yeah,
thinking.
I believe it's like a dial when you he's like kind of like scrolling it back.
Okay.
My god, we're pondering our ring lore. Got it.
You you're doing this inside of the temple?
Yes.
Okay. You
I
activate the
could
ring of
stand
memories.
so that it hits like outside the door and the pedestal, I think. Because is it a big enough area for that?
20-foot radius.
Oh, only 5 foot?
20-foot radius.
Oh, 20. Yeah, I think I could do that. Like, eh. Oh, they're up there under items. That's why I can't find it.
Oh, it's gonna be. So you're trying to get on the outside right there, and also all right, sure, that works. There's also going to be a pretty good spot for where we'll probably end the session in a moment, because I do love ending things on funny cliffhangers.
You're just like shitty manga artists.
In before we see the other
So-
group.
Sadly, I'm not interestingly the part of the door here on the interior of the temple. Nothing interesting happens over the past 10 years.
I mean,
Nobody
I'm
has.
saying it's outside of the door, so like anyone who was at the front of the door would have been seen or visible.
Yeah. So it's both of those things, right? You presumably both. I'm telling you the uninteresting part first. The uninteresting part is that nobody over the last 10 years has attempted to make an active effort to open this door, and nothing has entered inside as expected. The outside is a little bit more interesting. On the outside, what you see is what appears to be a Chinklali maneuvering over around here. This was actually just on the cusp of about 10 years ago. And it looks like what they're doing is that they are looking around, right? Like they kind of are looking down inside of the gorge, which you can't really see, right? You can only see that we're looking down into it and looking around. looking at this temple and kind of looking at the doors themselves, and kind of lightly touching them, but they seem kind of timid about interacting with the door very much. They are speaking Tinklali over to some other person that seems to be off the grid of the Ring of Memories. So because the memory is mute, we can't make out what they're saying in the language. But you can definitely tell that they seem pretty. They're pointing at the door and being aggressively. Their body language seems to indicate that I will not open this. Then right after that, the Tinkwali heads over to here, and it brings out from its pouch here. You kind of recognize it, Diesel. You see them bring out what appears to be a decanter of endless water.
Oh.
And they are beginning to pour water into the gorge here.
God damn it. We gave them endless water.
Wait, but 10
The
years ago,
story got changed because we left the decanter in the story.
Really? Right.
but this was 10 years ago?
But
I mean,
the story just changed to fit how it could have been there.
Huh.
Yeah, like it's not going to be exactly where you left it. It's going to be repurposed for the narrative.
Interesting.
You specifically
Like
left
Carol.
the decanter of endless water.
So what happened was we were trading with them in the desert, and they wanted like a unrealistic amount of money, and we were like, right, I mean, what if this decanter of endless water that we have, what if we gave that instead? And they're like, oh shit, endless water in the desert, that's like really valuable, and so they cut down on their price by a lot.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
How could we weaponize this?
As where the session will end.
Wow.
I'm just thinking, like, if there's like
I guess the only thing that matters is that we plant the items that are needed
that might
to
change
like
the narrative in a
do-
way we
yeah,
might like.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like
how are you
hag
gonna
killing
figure out?
items over in the boat time, for example.
Yeah. What is a hag killing item?
I
Is
don't know.
there an arrow of hag slaying, or
I would assume there is.
Yeah.
And there could be an arrow of Fey slaying, which would work.
It also doesn't have to be a magic item. Like you could also just leave a journal or something that gives people ideas.
That's actually kind of interesting.
Oh, we should help the rocket guy.
Oh, Elo.
right? That's what I'm
you
saying.
know how
we should
we
help the
Yeah.
rocket guy.
Yeah.
You know how we traded the decanter of endless water to the scorpion people, like the first time we met them in the book?
Yeah.
Well, the decanter was now in the book, and so the book's narrative changed to incorporate the decanter of water. That's where all of this water came from. Like in the past,
Right.
someone used the decanter to fill it up.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the story has actually changed because we traded away that decanter.
Yeah. That's what
Yeah.
we were saying.
I mean,
Yeah,
I was just talking to Elo because they missed part of the convo.
Oh, okay. I didn't see the chat. I thought you came to the same conclusion as everyone else. Ten took attachment. And you were
By
having
Jove,
an
I think
epiphany.
I've got it.
I just noticed there's fucking like seagulls flying on the map.
Seagulls.
Probably this thing's
Yeah.
seagulls from
Wow.
boat time, actually.
Yeah, and then we bring it to Legion of Iron, and they'll have seagulls.
Okay, so like if we like items that we take out of the book stay. We haven't tried taking an actual person yet, right?
No, we haven't. But I
With
don't think
that,
we
with that
can.
thought, I will leave you to consider the ramifications of that. I have to start getting ready to go to work.
See ya. Aqua.
Have fun.
Okay,
Thanks
Thank you for the
session.
session.
Yeah.
Yes. Adios.
Thank you, bye.
Don't
We
die.
took the psychic great club from Brack, so he's using a shield now instead of that. We did
We
notice
took
that a lot earlier.
the squidget people thingy. What are they called?
Get your widget.
Yeah, but that was in the hands of a maniac. That's fine.
Yeah, what if we like left the skitter widget here? What would happen?
You know how like they kind of like worship cats in Egypt or something. Maybe they'll just worship the Skitterjets. Who knows? Also,
I'm just thinking of like if we brought the water nuke to one of the other books, like what could happen?
oh my
Yeah.
god, that's Flood Dark Water Mail. That sounds
Exactly.
hilarious.
Wait, the water nuke?
We should bring the
Yeah,
water
but one of
nuke
the
to the
people.
Iron Legion.
No. The hags
No,
deserve
it's a
it.
maroon
Yeah.
thingy.
I mean, the most likely thing that's going to happen if we bring it to Legion of Iron is that the city gets nuked and that's game over.
Yeah.
I don't see a problem.
mean-
Many problems.
Bad ends have been shown to be bad for us.
Yeah, we're gonna die.
Alright, we'll just all roll new characters. None of us like our characters anyway, so it's fine.
Well,
So
I
true.
like.
Whoa, hold on.
The character's great fun to play. I don't know what you mean.
As far as if it's not in the temple, the only other thing I can think of in terms of where the Azumar crystal might be is with Brax.
Maybe.
Because Brax was here the last time we were in here in chapter.
Yeah.
We didn't kill him that time, so we didn't loot him that time.
We really should have killed him and looted him. Just see what his third weapon would be.
I mean, a magic shield could have been nice.
Was it a +2 shield? Yeah, I think.
We have no idea what kind of shield it was. We just know that it was a shield.
I see.
As I will be in China. That's a really funny sentence. There will be no session as I will be in China.
Why
Oh,
is he
fuck.
gonna be in China?
It's like I like how it says reminder. I do not recall being told he was going
Yeah,
to China.
this is the first
Yeah, I
I
don't
remember
remember
hearing of
that.
it.
Exactly.
Humble brag.
I don't know if it's a brag to say I'm going to China. That sounds more like a penalty.
No, Brazil is the penalty. China's fine.
Brazil.
Nobody has
Anyway,
ever
though.
said China is fine in the history of the world, Mark.
I
I
definitely
don't know
would.
if I agree with that. But
I don't know
anyway,
if I want